You ever heard of the alien who grows memories in his backyard? Yeah, his name's Zylo, and trust me, he's not your typical green bug-eyed space tourist. He's got chrome skin that shimmers like moonlight on oil, a voice that sounds like soft thunder, and a secret buried beneath his house that could make even the dead remember who they were. They say if you walk past his garden at night, you can hear souls singing. Zylo had been living on Earth for about 30 years, or at least that's how long the folks in the nearby town of Marlow Creek remembered him. He lived quietly on the edge of the woods, in a crooked house that always smelled like rain and lilac. Nobody knew where he came from or why he never aged, but he was harmless, kind, even. His garden, though, that was another story. People swore it glowed after midnight. Some said they saw shapes moving between the flowers, transparent, like reflections in smoke. Others claimed the air around it hummed like a heartbeat. Kids dared each other to touch the fence, but most ran off the moment they felt that faint vibration in their palms. Zylo tended that garden every evening. He didn't plant tulips or tomatoes or roses. No, his plants were something else entirely. They looked like glass, with stems made of light and petals like liquid memory. And if you leaned close enough, you'd hear whispers, laughter, tears, even old songs carried on the wind. Because Zylo wasn't growing plants, he was growing memories. It all started decades earlier, when Zylo first crash-landed on Earth. His ship, broken and smoking, came down near an old cemetery, long forgotten by time. The place was silent, overgrown, half swallowed by vines. Zylo stumbled from the wreckage, wounded, disoriented, his alien technology fried. He didn't know how to fix his ship, but as he sat among the cracked gravestones, he noticed something strange. The ground was alive with feeling. Every blade of grass held fragments of memory, echoes of the humans who once lived, laughed, and loved nearby. To Zylo, whose kind could sense emotion the way we sense heat, it was overwhelming. It was beautiful. And it gave him an idea. He took the last piece of energy from his ship, a small orb that could convert emotion into life, and buried it in the earth. The next morning, the first memory plant bloomed. Its petals shimmered with the image of a child laughing, spinning in circles. Its stem pulsed with the sound of a lullaby. Zylo wept. Motions were data cold, catalogued, efficient. But here, they were alive. So he stayed. Decades passed. People from town came and went. Those who met Zylo said he was gentle, almost sad, always listening more than he spoke. He'd offer visitors tea made from glowing herbs, saying softly, "It helps you remember the parts of yourself you lost." And it did. Old men left his home smiling through tears, suddenly remembering their first loves. Widows left with peace in their eyes, feeling the warmth of hands they hadn't held in years. Even the towner's stray dog never left after visiting once. It just lay in Zylo's yard, tail wagging at invisible friends' hoods. The Garden of Forgotten Souls wasn't just a place for healing, it was hungry. Every plant fed on forgotten memories, drawing energy from the pieces of people that time had erased. Zylo had to tend carefully, pruning memories before they overwhelmed the living. He'd whisper to the plants each night, "Don't take too much, my loves. Let them remember, not relive." Still, he knew one day the garden might grow beyond his control. That day came when a young girl named Mara wandered into his garden at dusk. She'd recently lost her parents in an accident, and she'd stopped speaking since. Zylo found her kneeling among the glowing plants, her small hands pressed into the soil. "They're calling me," she said softly. "I can hear them." Before he could stop her, the ground pulsed with light. The plants around her bloomed brighter, the whispers rising to a chorus. Zylo felt it instantly. The garden had found a connection. The souls of Mara's parents shimmered into view, faint silhouettes made of starlight and color. The girl cried out, reaching for them, and for a moment just a heartbeat they touched. Then the light flickered. The garter trembled, hungering for more energy. Zylo rushed forward, pressing his glowing hands to the soil. "Enough!" He roared in a voice that shook the trees. "You cannot take from the living!" The light dimmed. The souls faded. Mara fell into his arms, sobbing. He held her tight and whispered, "They're not gone, child!" They just lived differently now. She looked up through her tears. "Will I see them again?" Zylo smiled faintly. "When you bloom, they will too." The next morning, Zylo returned to his garden with a heavy heart. The plants were calm again, softly glowing in shades of blue and gold. He knew the garden had saved countless hearts, but it was too powerful to exist forever. It was time to let go. He walked to the center, where the first memory flower had grown decades ago, and pressed his palms into the earth one final time. "Sleep now," he whispered. "Rest." The garden glowed once more, bright enough to light the horizon, and then faded into ordinary grass and wildflowers. The whispers quieted. The souls finally slept. When the townspeople came looking for Zylo days later, he was gone. His house was empty, his tools neatly arranged. The only thing left behind was a single silver seed lying in the soil, shaped like a tear, humming softly. No one ever saw Zylo again, but sometimes, when the wind blows through Marlow Creek at night, the wildflowers sway like they're dancing. Ray, and a soft melody drifts through the air, a lullaby, faint but familiar. And if you listen closely, you can almost hear his voice saying, "Nothing truly fades. It just grows somewhere new." Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more tellies from the worlds we can only imagine.